Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic.
When we finish the pod, we'll look at the Man City score and he'll have a hat trick and we'll all look stupid.
Welcome to episode 17 of the Dream Team Tonic podcast on this Wednesday evening, a late one this week. I'd just like to say thanks to all our regular listeners for tuning in. If you're a new listener, please just hit that subscribe button, get notified when our new videos are out. If you've not been to our website yet, dreamteamtonic.com, get there. We've got plenty of blogs on there from the lads at Dream Team Tonic. Got from Ben, James, Reese, Lee, and new this week we've got an FPL blogger with Reem. So get there and check all them blogs out. Some great stuff going on there. Just like to thank Frank at ffstuff.co.uk for the graphics that we use on the ins, outs, and 1Ks. It's a big help. So thanks to him there. With me, as usual, is Ben. You're there, Ben.
All right, mate. How you doing?
All right, mate. And a second run out. So he's obviously impressed on his debut. A second run out for James. You there, mate?
Hi, guys. Surprised to be invited back, but happy to be here.
Brilliant. Good to have you both here. A quick one. We'll jump straight in with a quick blast over the ins and outs. Obviously, we're getting late into the month now. Not a lot of people have their transfers left, or not a lot going on. But we'll blast through it. So, Ben, you want to go through the ins? Anything on there?
Yeah. First on the list is Gundogan with 18,000 transfers in. Big fat zero from in this week.
Typical.
Yeah. Second is Wan-Bissaka. 8,000 transfers in. John Stones, third, 7,000 transfers in. He was rested tonight.
Yeah, it's not what you want, is it?
So he didn't get the clean sheet points. Fourth on the list is Edison, 6,000 transfers in. Then you got Cancelo, 6,000 transfers in. Diaz, 6,000 transfer in. And then we've got KDB back on the list, 6,000 transfers in.
Yeah. All heavy City there still.
Yeah. Big zero from him as well.
Yeah.
60 minutes he got at the weekend, that was it.
Yeah.
On the bench tonight as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, didn't come on.
Did I not see he dropped in value 0.3 million as well? Because he's expected... absolutely shocking that was.
Yeah, 6 million now.
Yeah. I transferred him into my team, into my DT Tonic team. Loses 0.3 million straight away. Anything that on that list that surprises you both? James, anything on there that sticks out, mate?
I noticed a lot of people have transferred Madison in this week. That might it looks like he might be injured for a while, so they'll be potentially ruining that transfer.
Yeah, there'll be a few upset people there, won't there? Aubameyang's crept onto that list, I see.
Yeah.
People falling for that trap.
They must. Well, he didn't score at the weekend, did he?
No,
it was the week before. Yeah, so they got him in after the hat trick.
Yeah, he got his hat trick. They've transferred him in, and then he's gone missing again. Missing in action, Aubameyang.
I tell you who else who surprised me on the list: the two Villa men, Martinez and Mings.
Yeah, strange. I mean, have they got some rearranged fixtures coming up this month?
Yeah, they've got some, but they haven't been. They've got one to come, but it hasn't been arranged yet against Everton. They reckon it's going to be around the 17th of March.
Right.
But yeah, Martinez is quite expensive in Dream Team at the minute. He's 3.6. So I'm surprised he's come in. He's got less games than most of the other teams as well. So that's a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, and at back end of March, they've got City, Palace, Brighton, Tottenham, Chelsea in between all that, start of March. That's Everton. Sorry, they've got they've got Sheffield United, Wolves, Newcastle, a decent run.
Yeah.
But then they jump in from there. End of March, 19th of March to Spurs, Fulham, Liverpool, City.
Yeah.
Strange ones. What about the transferred out, James?
So yeah, we've got a few injured players at the top with Justin and Grealish being transferred out by about 14,500 each, actually, but the same figures. Chilwell's being dumped, no surprise there. 13,000 got rid of him. Clearly, he's a rotation risk now.
Yeah.
Zuma, for the same reason, 5,000 dropped him. One that did surprise me, though, the next couple on the list, Mendy is being dropped. Now, I can only assume that's because people are worried about the rotation with the worst Kepa in the league. And then if you actually, the one after, so 5,000 got rid of him, then you got Calvert-Lewin at nearly 4,500. If I think people are probably dropping him, possibly because of his injury, but maybe because he's got no European fixtures. But if you actually look at the number of fixtures Everton has, which is 5, they've got the same number of fixtures as all the other European teams, except City have got 7 and Chelsea have got 6. So I think perhaps people are not looking at the transfers between now and the end of March and really thinking it through. So yeah, that was one that surprised me a little.
Yeah, it's a great shout, that, James. I mean, you look at the fixtures they've got from the start as well. So probably going from the 6th of March, because that's when that's where the transfers will go from. Is Chelsea, Burnley, then Man City, and then Palace and Brighton. So you've got a few decent games in there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's not a bad option though. Not a bad option. Also, the transferred out. A few, mainly they're like you said, recognisable ones like Pogba, Robertson. Obviously, not doing much at Liverpool, struggling out at Liverpool.
Yeah.
That Fofana one's a bit of a slow transfer. He's been injured for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, it is a slow burner, isn't it? 2,500, finally getting rid of him. Yeah, Alexander Arnold on that list as well.
Yeah.
Mane. There's not much confidence in the Liverpool revival. They've just lost Henderson, haven't they, as well?
Yeah, they have. We're as Harry Redknapp would say, we're down to our bare bones.
Yeah, you very much are. Very much are. Right, across to the 1K ownership. So the percentage of ownership in the top 1,000 in the league. No surprise, Bruno Fernandes up there at 99.9%. So not many teams without him. And then you can see very heavy City, Diaz, Cancelo, Ford and Edison. Rashford up there on 77% ownership. Is anyone that surprises you two on that list?
No.
I did make a couple of observations. I noticed KDB wasn't on the list last week, and he's jumped straight to 34%. So that gives you an idea of how many people in the top 1K are actually brought him in. So that's what a good third of all top 1K managers. Foden gained 10% on last week, so he's now very highly owned. And I noticed Bernardo Silva's dropped off the list, but he tonight he got a goal and assist, and he just missed out on the star man. So
he's there. He's still on the bottom.
Is he still there?
He's still there, 10.4%, but he is dropping. Yeah, it's littered with, like you say, cheap option in it, 3.1 million.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's just the rotation that's the issue, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a hell of a lot of games coming up City, haven't they? You're literally going to be, your players are probably playing 1 week and not the next.
Yeah. Well, 7 fixtures, isn't it, between now and end of March? So.
Yeah. There's certain people that are probably, like Diaz, probably play most games. He seems to really rotate in Laporte and Stones now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I've got Stones. I'm thinking maybe keeping an eye on that one with Laporte back now.
Yeah, seems
Uh,
to be giving him a lot more game time.
on the bench tonight, he had Aguero, Torres, Mahrez, Stones, Zinchenko, Mendy, Fernandinho, and KDB.
That's
plus,
crazy, isn't it?
plus other players, but they were like fringe players.
That's a crazy substitutes bench. Scary.
Aguero got a couple of minutes at the end of the game tonight.
Yeah, I seen that you messaged that you got a little run out. How was he looking? Slim?
I didn't see the game, mate.
You not seen it?
No.
I'll have to check that out. See if he's lost his extra 2 stone that he put on during that COVID episode. Right, we'll jump off that and we'll get stuck into these listeners' questions. Quite a few this week. I say it's a big week next week with the transfers, so we'll have a nice big pod next week. Let's get stuck into these. Wayne Herbert has asked on Twitter, should European Cup games points be halved next season, along with limiting players from one team to 2 or 3? He thinks that this might make for wider selection players outside of those in Europe. Obviously, like you likes of Grealish and Zaha, which is in the hope of leading to more diverse teams. I think we've been over this a few times. It's a big topic in it within the community. How we can bring. For me, it's not about changing the game. It's about just bringing a bigger pool of players into the game. I don't know what's your thoughts on it, Ben?
Well, I'm definitely up for the limit on players from each team.
Yeah.
Probably 3, not 2. It's probably a bit restricted then. But the half points for Cup and Euro games, I don't like that. I think it just has to stay the way it is. What do you
What
think?
about you, James?
I think they do need some form of limit on the number of players because, as we're seeing, you're getting a lot of teams with 5, 6, 7, 8, and more. Man City. I actually think there should be a limit on the total number of players playing in Europe. Because that would then that's a slightly different way of thinking about it and would add a new dimension to the game, I think. So that's one I've been thinking about to try and improve it.
Like I say, it's like tweaking something that not going too similar to a Sky or an FPL.
Yeah.
And like you say, that's a great shout out, James. Like maybe you can only have 3 European players or something along those lines.
Well, yeah, we want to bring in all the other teams, don't we? There's some good teams like the likes of your Evertons and I don't know some of the teams a bit further down the league. They've got some little gems in there, but I don't think I've had a team that's not a player that's not playing in Europe this year.
Yeah.
So and that means you're looking at 6 teams.
Yeah.
Well,
DCL early doors when the European competition weren't in the sites. I think had a few, but yeah, not much. I mean, as soon as the European games are coming around the corner the next month, all the planning is towards getting rid of them and getting the European players in.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to hold on to them on it and choose from the likes of. I mean, Patrick Bamford. All right, what he's doing at Leeds, it'd be a great asset to have, but we just don't, or a lot of people don't, because you scare the European teams playing twice a week.
Yeah.
If these teams though did a bit better in the cups, then we might have picked their players. You know what I mean?
That's true as well. Yeah, that's true. But a lot of them rest, don't they? Because they want to stay in the Premier League. They put the second strings out and then go out to a Championship side. All that goes on.
See, like you say, Everton's got an extra game because they're playing in the cup against City.
Yeah.
Southampton have. So there is teams you can pick. They've got extra games, and obviously because of COVID, teams are getting rearranged games as well. So it's quite this season. There seems to be more choice than previous seasons.
Yeah, due to the rearrangements and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's worth thinking along those lines. Like I was saying about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you need to start if you want to catch it or break the template and move up the leagues. You might need to start thinking out the box a little.
Yeah, definitely. Get on the Chelsea train because that top 1K ownership is. I don't think there's actually a Chelsea player on there. So there's your way in if you're just outside that top 1K. Get Mason Mount in your team.
Yeah, he's on 11%.
Are you related to Mason and Tony?
Yeah,
I think he's
I know.
I think he's a classic Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
I think it was when
it seems that, doesn't it?
Chris Sutton went there, weren't it? For 2 games.
Yeah, he left Rovers to go to Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't do much there.
Then he went to Celtic, didn't he?
Yeah. Chris Sutton, last from the past. Right. Anyway, I'll just jump down a question. We'll go to Aman Tatler's question because it's very similar, tied in a little bit. Should the Sun Dream Team game be more like FPL, as it's already adopted price changes? Should there be bonus points captains and one team allowed only?
Go on, James.
Go on, James.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, no, because as someone else commented, you might as well just play FPL. No, keep it distinct. There are some good things about Dream Team. A couple of things that could be improved, but no, we don't want to make it the same game because then that would be pretty fruitless, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Same there, Ben.
Yeah, I like that's what I like about Dream Team as well. That we got the cups and the Champions League, Europa League, and all that. FPL and other formats don't really do that, do they?
That's it. That is the niche. You don't want to. I think it can get lost in translation when everyone speaks about the rule changes and the need to stop the templates and try and make it a little bit more interesting. I don't think it's the want of to change the game completely or go completely like that. It's just you just want to bring a bigger pool of players in and just mix things up. That's ideally the way you do that, whether it's by capping the team selection to three per team. Another good one that could very well work is the trimming the budget right down. If you trim the budget right down, then and you can only afford 4 or 5 European players, because that is a way of doing it.
Yeah.
If they just chop it right down, I think sometimes it's too easy to just flood your team with all the top players.
That's what you have to do at the start of the season, don't you? You have to try and build your budget up to get the better players in. Picking players on form.
Yeah. So you could easily say that anybody that's moaning about it is because they messed up at the start of the season, and now they want the rules changing because they're left behind. But
yeah,
I just want to see more players in the pool, more players being an option, especially when we talk about defensive midfielders and people like that. They're just a nonsense. Don't even have them on there. It's pointless having them. They're not going to get picked. You're not picking a Fernandinho in your team or a Rodri.
Yeah, they should give them like points for not. I don't mean as in Dream Team points. I mean like rating points for tackles and interceptions and stuff like that. Then they'll get a higher rating. You know what I mean? Then they might end up getting star man. I don't know.
I think it were Dream Team Rating on Twitter mentioned a few days ago. About, I don't know, you probably remember the News of the World when they used to publish the ratings for the players, the team of the week.
Yeah.
And then players then got bonus points added on to the Dream Team. And I think that is a perfect way to go. Because it does mix it up, and you will have players in there that maybe, all right, they didn't score a goal or get a clean sheet, but if they get a star man for the game, have a decent game, then they could be included in there.
Yeah,
like a man of the match or something, is it?
What? Sorry.
If they get the man of the match type award, is it? I just wondered how that would work with star man. That's all.
Yeah, I think it was based on all the star men from each games.
I think it
And then
was the highest 11 rated players over the whole weekend.
right, and then
Okay,
put
that
into a
makes sense.
formation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
into a formation.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a long time since that was done, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very good idea. I just seen it mixed around on Twitter. Right, so we jump away from the rules anyway. Let's go to Connor's question. This is probably one that we're going to go into massive detail on next week with the transfers coming back next Friday. Best players to target for the month of March. Go on, Ben. Let's hear just a snippet.
Snippet. Oh, there's loads, isn't there?
Yeah. Who's
Well,
top 2 on your list? Give us a couple.
top 2 on my list. Go on, James, you go.
All right. Yeah. I would. Well, I might be a bit biased, but I'm still keeping my eye out for Jota. He could have a transformational effect when he comes back. I've mentioned Alonso previously. I wouldn't bring him in for the next 2 fixtures because they got Man United and Liverpool.
Yeah.
There's the obvious ones like KDB. I might get. I keep bringing Harvey Barnes in and out of my side, so I'm sort of doing the Barnes hokey cokey. I'm considering bringing him back. And there's a few Leicester players like Castagna coming back, Ricardo, and Soyuncu. I'm sure they'd be probably on Ben's list as well. That I've been looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Leicester assets. With Brighton first up, 6th of March, and then Sheffield United after that. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I just jotted a few names down. Basically, I went KDB, Cancelo, Edison, Barnes, Vardy, Aubameyang, Aguero, Saka, Bernardo, and Soyuncu and Ricardo. That's what I did.
That's a bit more
Bit
than
of a
2.
long list.
Yeah, that's,
I-
that's the longest list of 2 I've ever known.
I know, but like if I just go De Bruyne, well, it's the whole obvious one, isn't it? Really. So I wrote down a few.
yeah, that's fine, mate. Yeah, there's like I say, we're delving deeper into that next week, so we'll probably have had the midweek games back next time we speak for them transfers. Yeah, Leicester are they're the ones resonating with me. Leicester assets.
If they qualify.
Yeah, true. And I mean, the Maddison injury is putting me off a little bit. You probably know more, Ben. Is it a few weeks, few months? What is it?
Well, he's just saying the next game, but the rumours is it's going to be 2-3 weeks. The man who's going to play in his place will be Tillemans, so he'll get pushed. He'll get pushed further up,
and he can be dangerous further forward.
Yeah,
good player, Tillemans. He might be worth a shout for a few weeks, maybe for the month of March while Maddison's out.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk to ourselves into that one.
Second choice on penalties as well. So if Vardy gets an injury, he's on him.
There you are then. They sold it to me. Tillemans. He's on the list. Right, well, second part of Connor's question. What did you guys have for dinner today? Now, before you go, I mean, I don't know what it's like where you're from, but I presume by dinner he means tea.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into that argument. Is that what he means? Tea time?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I say dinner, but they say tea up here.
Go on then, Ben. What have you had for tea, mate?
I've actually had a bit of local cuisine tonight.
Have you?
Yeah. There's a thing called a parmo.
Parmo?
You ever heard of it?
No.
Well, it's like a chicken scallop covered in breadcrumbs, covered with bechamel sauce, and then loads of cheese, deep in the oven grilled. You get it in like most of the pizza shops and chip shops. It's like basically a chicken pizza, and you can get different toppings on it and everything.
Have you got a picture of it?
Yeah, I'll get you a
Right.
picture.
Right, I'll get it up then. So when I get it edited, everyone will be looking at your tea.
Yeah, you've got to try one, man. They're really nice.
A Parmo.
Yeah, the Parmesan they call it really, but they call it Parma around here.
Having a bit of Parmo.
Parmo.
Right. Parmo. Right, that's a new one on me. Go on, James. Have you had something a little bit more normal?
Well, I actually had roast beef with all the trimmings tonight. Do you know why?
Happy days. Go on.
We couldn't be bothered to cook it on Sunday because there was so much there were so many good games on, and I looked at the date of it today and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to eat this. So I had roast beef with all the trimmings. There you go.
Happy days. Roast beef on a Wednesday.
I know.
You spoilt, mate. You spoilt. Well, I were at work for my tea, so it were never amazing. A pepper chicken salad. Nothing special. The seasoning is amazing, though. It's from a local butcher's. And my missus goes crazy. I'm putting it on everything. Everything. What we're making? Lasagna. Yeah, get some peppered seasoning in it. I'm just putting it on everything. It's amazing. But, yeah, that's what I have for tea. Rate them out of 10. It's a 6. Go on, Ben.
10 out of 10.
Your Parmo 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was fucking lovely.
Go on, James.
I'll give the roast beef an 8.5.
That's not bad.
Could have been a bit rarer.
You overcook it, mate.
I did a tad, yeah.
That's criminal. That's criminal.
I know it is.
Yeah, and you got to have the Parmo with garlic mayo and chili sauce.
Sounds good. It does sound good.
It does sound good, Ben.
And it tastes even better after you've had about 10 pints.
I'm not sure we'll get that down south, but I'll keep my eye out for it.
I think there's a pub in North London that does it near the Tottenham ground.
Ooh.
There's like
branching out the Parmo.
Yeah, well, I think there's some smoggies down there that have a pub.
Ah.
So when Middlesbrough go away, they always go to that pub.
So can have some
find
Parmo.
out the name of it.
Brilliant. Right, quick one from FPL Toning Hall on Twitter. Straight to the point. Is KDB a must? Ben.
Well, he's not a must at the minute, is he?
Exactly what I've got
playing
wrote
enough
down.
minutes.
That's it.
Obviously, he's on the radar. As soon as he starts playing more games and gets the minutes, and you can see that he's getting assists and goals, you've got to get him in, I think. But not straight away.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've got wrote down here. He isn't a must just yet. That's what I've got. But I'm sure in a few weeks he's going to be a must.
Yeah, I was one of those idiots that got him in at the weekend.
Yeah,
same here. How about you, James?
Well, I dodged that bullet, but I don't think he is. I don't think you've got to rip up your team to squeeze him in, because quite often when you do that, you're getting really good players. So I think it depends on your individual team setup. Personally, I'm keeping a close eye on him. If he looks like he's back on top form, then we know that he can produce. So in that circumstance, yes. If he's looking on top form, get him in.
Yeah, definitely. Good advice.
Yeah.
So a few more questions here, guys. Alexander Aquilani. I hope I've said your name right, mate. If I've not, give me a nudge. I'm from North. Like these exotic names are great for me. Who are you looking at with the new subs for the March fixtures? I think that's very similar to another question. We've already covered that for you, mate. Again, next Wednesday, a few days before the transfers are back, we will be covering who we're looking at in a lot more depth with fixtures and form and all that sort of thing. So just keep an eye out for that one. We've got Fergie's apprentice, 22 points. His team should be up there. 22 points behind the lead. I'm presuming in his mini league. Who would you change in March? And he says, thanks for the Cancelo move. It worked out well. What do you think with his team, Rue Van Nipplejoy? What would you be doing with that, Ben?
Well, seeing that Maddison looks like he's out, and Salah is got less fixtures than the other top teams.
Yeah.
I'd probably take them two out straight away.
Yeah.
Pretty boring. At the minute, I'd be looking at getting De Bruyne in and Kane.
Yeah. What about you, James?
The clear one is Maddison. If you can go to KDB with Maddison, and that would be the obvious choice. Do you know what? I'm not as sold on the Man United defence as perhaps quite a few other teams I look at. I don't have any cover. Without looking at the fixtures, I would say possibly I would Wan-Bissaka. Well, clearly Maguire's the key man there. He pops up with the odd headed goals. He's liable to get star mans. Wan-Bissaka's been doing all right, but it depends if you believe in that United defence. And to be fair, they've looked a bit shaky to me. I would consider putting a Chelsea or a Man City player in place of Wan-Bissaka.
It's funny you say that, James, because I had done a comparison the other day on from game week 16 to game week 22. I compared Maguire at 4.9 million to Alonso at 2.7 million, and stats per game, he's averaging a higher rating. Alonso 7.12 to Maguire's 7.05, and the points per game, you got Alonso at 6.14 compared to Maguire's 5.38. So the value in Alonso, and like you say, United are looking shaky defensively. They don't look great. There's me plugging Chelsea again. Always cease to cook. The train's going to get going soon. No one fancied them at Atletico overnight, did they?
No.
And they come away with a clean sheet. So a great result there. I mean, I'd probably take out Maddison and put Mount in. But there we are. Yeah, and I think Salah. I think Salah's like I say, with the less games, probably get him changed up. Like Ben says, a little bit boring. Maybe KDB and Kane. Probably go for that.
Depends what he's going for. If he's going for the mini league or trying to get higher up the leaderboard, isn't it? So
yeah,
you've got to see what your other teams around you are doing.
Yeah, definitely. But decent looking side, that is. Right, Flower Pot Man has been on, and he's asked, with an unlimited budget, which 11 would you select? Now, he's messaged me this whilst out at work, so I've not had a chance to go through this. I'm hoping you two have.
I've got a team listed down if you want me to go through it.
Yeah, go on, crack on, James. Nice one.
So I've gone with a 3-4-3, and it is probably the most boring team in the world, as you can imagine, with an unlimited budget. It's Man City. No, seriously. I've got Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Maguire, Fernandes, KDB, Foden, Salah, Kane, and the last one was a real tough one. I think Rashford. I did consider Sterling, but this year he's just not banging it in for the price. I know price is not the option. I suppose if it's an unlimited budget, then I'll say Sterling instead of Rashford.
Yeah.
Similar to mine. Similar.
Yeah.
But I've got my mate in there, Ricardo.
Yeah.
So I've got Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Maguire, Ricardo, 4 at the back. Bruno, KDB, Foden, Salah, Kane, Rashford.
Yeah.
Very similar, yeah. It's just not a surprise, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think if I threw one together now, I don't think there'd be much different to both your teams. Yeah, good one. Good one. Right, let's jump across to our teams now. They've been doing in the DT Tonic League. I started mine currently after the update from tonight's games, the City game. 87 points so far this week.
You're doing well this week.
I've had a decent week this week. I managed to make my last transfer, which obviously the bullet hit me with the De Bruyne bullet. I took Martial out, and he's not done much anyway. So Martial out with my last transfer to De Bruyne. Plans going forward is first thing I need to do in that team is get rid of Torres, he's not even getting a sniff at the minute. Looking at probably bringing in Barnes. And that's it. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, I'm rubbish this week. 58 points.
Oof.
Really bad. But let's hope me Europa boys do me something tomorrow.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's
got
always
Rashford,
tomorrow.
Fernandes and Maguire, De Gea to play, but De Gea probably be benched.
Yeah.
Let's see, I've got Azpilicueta, Rudiger. They both came in for me. 13 points and 8 points. Foden's done nothing. Gundogan's done nothing. KDB's done nothing. Kane's done nothing. Like, normally, they'd all score, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Terrible week so far. And Sterling got 8. Rashford got 15. Bruno's in there, got 9. Maguire got 5. Yeah, so that's it. 58 so far.
Hopefully it tops up tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
How about you, James?
Yeah, not too bad a week for me. Well, yeah, sort of so-so. I'm currently on 79 points. Gained a couple of 100 places in the overall league. So my stars this week were I've got Azpilicueta. He got a nice star man in Europe last night.
Yeah.
I've got my Man City players of Cancelo got star man tonight. I noticed.
Yeah.
Diaz is doing me well. Not Stones has only got me 5 this week, so I am keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
I also got Rashford star man in his last fixture as well, so he got me 15 points. So I've got Rashford and Fernandes to play tomorrow. No Leicester coverage, unfortunately, at the moment.
That'll change in March, I'm sure.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Quite possibly. Right, happy days.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
I meant to say I took Wan-Bissaka out for Kevin De Bruyne.
The final change.
Yeah, that was my final change, and they're both on 0 points at the minute anyway.
Yeah.
So
it didn't really matter.
Not yet, anyway.
But you've got De Bruyne sat in there now.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a quick gander at the differential league. This week, I had Ings, Ben had Bamford, and the community of Maguire. So it is so far, because Maguire will probably be making an appearance for United tomorrow or tonight, whenever you're listening. So Tony is still sat at the top, me, with 92 points. Ben is second, back up to second. He got 8 points from Bamford. He's on 81. And the community is now back in third on 75. But it has bunched up loads that big gap's gone. So you're both coming for me, Ben and the community. So, yeah, a lot more interesting. So we'll move on to the Dream Team Tonic League. I'm sure you've all seen the nice shiny trophy that there is for winning this. So we'll give a read out of the top 10. In 10th, Leg End 2, Tom Brindley. In 9th, Dodgy Sister Athletic, James Fricker.
That's me.
That was an anticlimax. They're expecting a big ray.
That's me.
In 8th, Dream Team Professor, Scott Harris. In 7th, see, I've done this to get the names on. German Shepherds, I'm guessing, because it's taken...
That's Dream Team
Gary
rating.
Fisher.
That's Dream Team rating.
Right, Gary Fisher.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
10,
Top job.
10 is Flower Pot Man.
All right, Flower Pot Man, Tom Brindley.
Yeah.
Happy days. Right, they are. Every day is a school day. In 6th, Ben's DT Tonic 11.
Hey!
There we are. See, he's the noisy one. In fifth, we've got the villains, Wayne Herbert. In fourth, Smoking Guns, Lee Allett. In third, Peter Brown, Hodor FC. Second, Mick Barham, the Trentenders. And in first, which isn't really a surprise, is the top of the whole lot, top of the pile. Fergie time, Andrew Ferguson. What's that, 26, 70, 85-point lead now. 85-point lead. Looks like he might be getting that trophy at the end of the season as well as a nice check. Maybe. Fingers crossed for him. But yeah. All good, looking good there. I'm hoping by the end of the season I might get to shout my own name out on that top 10. I'm just struggling.
You're creeping up, mate. You're creeping up.
I am, maybe. I've had a good week, so we'll see if I can build on that.
You're exactly. You've got 100 points to get to 10th, Tony. So 20 points a week.
I'll get up there.
Yeah,
I'll get up there. No, I've got rid of Martial. Get rid of Torres. That's how it's going. Right, I think that's a wrap for tonight, guys. Again, I'm just going to plug the site. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please just click that button. It only takes you 2 seconds just to click it. Give us a thumbs up. It helps with our rankings in the YouTube search. If you could drop a comment below, that'd be perfect. Just take a minute of your time to do that. These guys spend quite a bit of time doing what we're doing to bring you the pods and the blogs and stuff like that. You can head across to dreamteamtonic.com, get there, get subscribed, get following us. Myself, Tony, at DreamTeamTonic on Twitter. That's my handle. Ben, your handle?
It's at DT Tonic Ben.
And James?
I'm at James A. Fricker.
Do you know, that worked perfectly. That was like we planned that. And that was completely off the cuff. Happy days. Yeah, so cheers from us. And we will be speaking to you next week when those shiny new transfers arrive. Happy days. So yeah, take care and have a good game week. See you later, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See you next week. Bye.